The DJI Avata 360 can be flown 3 completely different ways, and each one feels like a different drone entirely. But here's the thing, most videos are not addressing clearly enough. A lot of pilots bought the Avata 360 expecting manual mode to come with a firmware update. FPV Remote 3 compatibility did arrive, manual mode did not, and at this point it looks like DJI intends to keep it that way. I want to explain why, and why it actually makes sense once you understand what this drone is really built for. Let me walk you through every way to fly the Avata 360, what each one feels like in practice, and then we need to talk about that firmware decision because it is worth understanding properly. RC2 Mode. The familiar one, start here if you are coming from any DJI camera drone. The RC2, RCN2, or RCN3 turns the Avata 360 into something that feels immediately familiar. Stable, predictable, easy. If you have flown a Mini, an Air, or a Mavic, you will feel at home within minutes. This is the mode built for tracking shots, travel footage, and general 360 filming. And it is genuinely excellent at all three. Here is what makes RC2 mode interesting, specifically on a 360 drone. You are not stressed about framing while you fly. The camera captures everything in every direction, so all your mental energy goes into movement and you adjust the creative decisions later. That combination of familiar controls and zero framing pressure is more relaxing than flying any traditional drone I've used. Yes, the field of view is adjustable on screen, right? So from 104 degrees up to 272 degrees. So you can choose between a natural camera view or an extremely wide perspective depending on what you want for awareness during the flight. Enable flight direction mode and the view automatically follows the drone's movement. Flying sideways feels like flying forward. Tap the screen to look up, down, any direction without touching a physical control. It works surprisingly well for a touch interface. For new Avata 360 owners, start here. Get comfortable with the drone's behavior before anything else. This is the mode where everything makes sense immediately. Goggles plus motion controller. 3. The sweet spot. This is where the Avata 360 starts to feel genuinely special. Put the goggles 3 or N3 on, pair with the motion controller 3, and the entire experience shifts. You are no longer piloting a camera. You are inside the drone. The motion controller is intuitive in a way that surprises people. Point where you want to go. Pull the trigger, the drone follows. For anyone who has been intimidated by FPV flying, this is the entry point that makes it accessible without being boring. Head tracking in this mode is where the 360 system really comes alive. Turn your head left while flying forward. The view follows. Look up, look backwards, look straight down. The drone keeps going in its direction while your perspective rotates freely through the full sphere. You are experiencing what it actually feels like to be floating above a location and look around in every direction. This is the combination I recommend to anyone asking how to get the most out of the Avata 360, not the fastest or most technical way to fly, but the most immersive, the most cinematic, and the most likely to produce footage you actually want to watch later. Normal and sport mode only in this configuration, but for most creators flying the Avata 360 for its actual intended purpose, that is completely fine. Goggles plus FPV Remote 3, the demanding one. This is for pilots who want to actually feel the drone. The FPV Remote 3 gives you stick control, direct, precise, every input translates immediately, even small movements have noticeable impact. Keeping things smooth requires real skill, and that challenge is exactly what makes flying this way engaging. It is the most demanding configuration, while it is also the most satisfying for experienced FPV pilots. But here is what you need to know before you set this up. Head tracking is currently disabled with the FPV Remote 3. The options are grayed out in the menu. You are locked to a forward-facing view. You cannot look around freely the way you can with the motion controller. Everything is stick-based. If you want the immersive 360 head tracking experience, this is not the configuration for it. And now, the firmware story. Let me address this directly because it is the most common disappointment I see in comments. The Avata 360 does not have full manual mode, it never did. And at this point, it seems like DJI intends to keep it that way. When FPV Remote 3 compatibility was added via firmware, a lot of pilots assumed manual mode was coming with it or shortly after. It did not. The mode switch goes to Sport at the top. There is no M mode that works. DJI has not indicated through any communication that full acro is on the roadmap. And here is the honest reason why, and it is not a software decision, it is a physics decision. Look at the Avata 360's design, wide and flat. That shape is necessary for the 360 camera system. Like, a compact body keeps the drone out of the stitched image, but that same flat wide design shifts the center of mass and changes the flight characteristics fundamentally compared to the Avata 2. Lower power to weight ratio, heavier at around 460 grams, not an airframe built for aggressive freestyle inputs. Even if DJI fully unlocked manual mode tomorrow, this drone is not going to do what an Avata 2 does in acro. The physics work against it, and this brings me to something I want to say clearly. Enemies, because it is the most important thing about the Avata 360 that people keep missing. This drone is not here to replace the Avata 2, it is not here to replace the Mini 5 Pro. It is not trying to be a better version of anything you already own. It is a completely new category, a 360 aerial capture platform built for tracking, creative flexibility, and immersive 360 filming. The Avata 2 does things this drone cannot do. This drone does things the Avata 2 cannot do. Both are right. Both belong in the lineup. The 360 category is here to stay. There's going to be more from DJI in this space, more from Insta360, more from others. This is the beginning of something, like not a footnote in the Avata story. Quick practical summary. JAS RC2. Use this for tracking shots, travel footage, controlled environments, and anywhere you want the familiar DJI camera drone experience. Best in 360 mode, single lens mode with the RC2 feels erratic, stick to 360. Goggles plus motion controller 3, use this for the full immersive experience. Head tracking, 360 look around, FPV flight that beginners can actually enjoy. Best overall combination for most Avata 360 use cases. Goggles plus FPV Remote 3. Use this if you are an experienced stick pilot who wants the most direct, connected flying feel. No head tracking currently, no manual mode, but the most precise stick control available on this drone. 3 configurations, 3 genuinely different experiences, none of them wrong, just different depending on what you are trying to do. And the Avata 360 is a more versatile platform than most people realize when they first get it. The controller you choose determines almost everything about the experience, how it feels, what kind of footage you get, how much skill it demands. Start with the RC2 to learn the drone. Graduate to the motion controller and goggles for the immersive experience. Try the FPV Remote 3 when you want to push further, and the M mode removal. Frustrating for some, logical for others. Either way, DJI has made it clear this drone is not the Avata 3. It is a 360 capture platform, and knowing that going in makes every configuration make more sense. One more thing before you go. A lot of people are hesitant about the 360 editing workflow, and I get it. It feels unfamiliar before you've tried it. So I am dropping a practice 360 file from the Avata 360 in the description, a real clip, free to download, so you can open it in DJI Fly or DJI Studio and try reframing it yourself before you decide whether this drone is right for you. No purchase required, just try it and see if the workflow suits how you create. Dedicated video on the best settings for each mode is coming soon. Subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss it. Drop in the comments which control setup are you using most and which one surprised you. I want to know. See you in the next one.